Good morning, everyone. This is Vonda from the big old state of Texas. How are y'all doing today? If you watched video number 10 and 11, that said the title was Thank You, Adriana from Lowly Veffy. Today I'm going to do a video that if you watch the very end of that about me doing my skins, I'm going to do this video for Denise Huddleston because she asked how I do it, where I get my products to do it, so on and so forth. So Denise, this video is for you and anyone else that doesn't know anything about doing skins. You want to know what to do with them when you're done. Do I sell them? Do I use them? I'm going to show you today what products I use. Not saying that everybody has to do this the way I do it because I'm still fairly new at this process, but I will show you what I do. So here we go. Okay. One moment. Good morning. I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm videotaping. Can I call you back or? Okay. 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 Alright. Love you, sis. Bye. Sorry about that. That's one of my sisters. For those of you that don't know me very well yet, sorry, I'm going to bring you back up. Look at my wall I did this morning. All those are for sale, as well as anything that I do, except for the big gold and turquoise one. That's for one of my sisters. Speaking of one of my sisters. I come from a large family of 8 kids, 7 girls, 1 boy, my poor brother, but he made up for it, trust me. I now have, there's 6 of us girls now. I've had 2 sisters that have passed. One just this last year of cancer. I hate cancer, by the way. I've had so many family members pass from it lately, in the last 5 years. So anyway, that was one of my sisters, my baby sister, so I always have to answer the phone when she calls because she is disabled like me, and so sometimes I worry about her because she's in Washington State and she's like 3 hours, or 2 now, I guess, hours behind me. So anyways, back to the video. I'm going to show you what products I use for doing my skins. Actually, I'm going to leave you up like this. I can lift this first one up. This is a 36 by 26. I take that back. I'm going to remeasure it because I'm not positive that that's the measurements, but I'm pretty sure. Let me see here. Oh, I can do it on this painting. Yes, 36 by 26. Okay, I did it right. It's just a stainless steel cookie sheet that I got on Amazon. I got it on sale for like $9.99. I got 2 of them because I wanted a drip tray. In the beginning of my painting, I was wasting so much white paint. And my husband's like, you need to get something so that you can pour that paint back in your bottle when you're done. And I'm like, that's a great idea. He does come up with them. He's really intelligent. Don't tell him I told you, though. So I found these 2, I got 2 of these, and so I would put them under my painting. I'd pour my white, I would have the second one standing by, I'd move my painting over to the second one, I would take the first one, I'd pour the paint back in my bottle. Saved a lot of white paint. Now it seems like I don't do as many paintings with a white base. I love to do swipes, so generally I put just color on. So what I've done is, this is what my trays look like after I get done doing a painting or 3. And I was having a hard time getting the paint off of these, so I had ordered these little tiny mats from Amazon, and it took like 7 of them to cover the thing, and the paint ran in between. It was just a real pain. So once I got my big Lowly Veffy mat for my new table in my craft room that we built this year, I thought, I'm going to get the small ones and put them in my trays, and then it'll be really easy to pull the skins off. And it is, because right here is my mat, and it just comes right off of my pan. Just lift it right off. Let's see if I can do this one-handed here. Just like that. And I have a tray that I can put another mat on. Okay. And it also allows me to pull these skins off that look like this, that are really cool looking, and they kind of look like seaweed, and I use those on my seahorses. So that's a cool one to keep. This is what the Lowly Veffy small mat looks like after I've done 2 paintings. This is what my tray looks like before I start. Okay, this is the one of the smaller Lowly Veffy mats. I'm not positive on the size of it. I'd have to measure it, but I love them. They kind of just stick to the pan. Pretty much anything you pour on here. The stainless steel, one thing nice about it, I don't wash these. I was in the beginning, but now I just let the paint build up on them, like you just saw that little piece, and I just peel it right off. So there's no need to wash it. You just peel it right off of it. So that is my cookie sheet before. Now, I am going to bring you down a little bit so that you can see this. Okay, this is what it looks like. I simply take one corner, and I think I started one here for the sake of this video, and you pop it off. Comes right off, loosens right up. I simply take my Lowly Veffy spatula, I put it down behind there, and I run it along the edge. If it breaks like that, like it just did right there, it's very simple. All I do is I take that corner where it broke at, and I start it. Sometimes there's little pieces, I just throw them in my pan. And I'll tell you why I don't throw those away in a little bit here. So you just start another piece, run the knife behind it. It's easier done on a flat surface, so I'm going to go ahead and get this top piece started here. And if you lift up when you're stuck, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so let me show you what I have done here. Okay, so the top of the mat, this is the skin, okay? The front is this color, the back is really shiny. Shiny, shiny. And so you simply just take this corner and peel it down. Sometimes they'll tear. This one's a little thin in places, but that's a skin. And it's so nice because you can, what I use them for, I can use either side. So I can use that side, which has several paintings of colors in it. Or I can use this side, which is the same paintings, but a different view of the colors. Okay? So that's part of the skin. And then if you only get part of it off, you just peel the rest of it off. That's how you get that. This is so easy with Lowly Veffy. I just love it. I'm going to go ahead and bring you down a little more now so I can show you how I finish this up. It's going to be really fast, so don't blink because you might just miss it. And I'm simply throwing these onto an empty canvas that we scraped last week that's sitting on the other side of my table here. If there's a spot you don't want to take off and you want to recover, that's really easy. You just leave it on there. So I'm going to go to this other side that has more paint. I'm going to simply bend the corner and there we go. Just like that. That's how easy it is. Okay. Get my palette knife here. Just go. Now, if you're watching, I went under and I'm going to come up. That breaks the edge loose along there, okay? And I'm simply just going to peel it. If I get stuck, I just put that under there. Same thing, anywhere you get stuck, you can do that with. And it's just so easy with the tools that Loli Veffy gives you when you buy these. It's just so easy to take that skin off. And I just pull it off just like that. And there we go. That's the dark purple side. This side is a kaleidoscope of colors. So there we go. That is pretty much what I'm going to clean off of that, except for these edges here. And because I want to use those today for another project. And let's see if I can get this piece off here, because I really like the way that it looks for my project also. Okay, so my mat's back in my pan. I just kind of center it, run my hands over it, get the air out, and that really just kind of sticks it to the stainless. I'm ready to paint again. Ready to paint over this pan another time. So now I can do 2 paintings because I have 2 pans clean. I just set them on a chair. It's easy. The last video that we did, I scraped this. Let me show you these against this. Here's some of these skins here. I scraped this huge puddle of paint off of this canvas. So if you didn't watch video 10 and 11, you can see why I did that. And I also was introducing a new Loli Veffy tool. So watch number 10. You'll really enjoy the new tool. I just am having a blast with it. So for right now, I'm going to move these skins over here to another space so I can show you what we're going to do next. And if you have trouble getting them off, just pick them up with your tool, and voila. Unless they get back on a mat, and then they like to stick again. And that one doesn't want to come off. I'll get it off later. Okay. So at the end of video 10 and 11, I scraped that huge canvas. This is the result. If you watch the end of the video, you'll see how I got this into this square shape, what I used to do it with. Okay, Denise? This is really simple. My whole table is covered with, guess what? A Loli Veffy mat. If you can see that. Right here. Loli Veffy. Yay. This mat comes from here all the way over to the edge of my workspace. So, this paint is lying on a Loli Veffy mat. So what do I do to take it off? I simply lift up the corner of the mat, use my finger to get a hold of the corner of the painting, and do exactly the same thing I did in the pan. Okay? You're just going to put your knife under, your palette knife under there. You're going to run it along the edge, just like this. I just go all the way around, especially when it's a nice thick piece like this. Now this corner over here is not as thick, and it is going to some of it break up, and that's okay too, because that's all usable. I'm going to go back from this side. I'm sorry I keep moving the camera. I just want y'all to see everything that I'm doing. Slide it under, go across, get a hold of the corner, slide it under. I simply slide it like that, and look how easy that slides under your paint, which is now your skin. All you simply do now is lift it up off of the table. I just lift it, If you have a piece that gets stuck like that piece just did, you just get your knife back under there, lift it up. It does like to stick back to the table, so if you can go around your edges and just lift up, you can get your skin all in one piece. I did have a couple little pieces break. Now, that is the back side of the skin now. Look how beautiful that is. It's shiny. It's got all the colors that we used in the video the other day. Just look at that. And I told you those colors on the back side were going to separate out, and they do. If you just leave them be and you don't mix them too much, that's what that skin turned out like. So, now you want to know what I do with them. That is another story. This is my skin. I don't normally do this on the mat because they do like to stick back on, but if you put the top side back on the back, they don't stick as much because it's a different surface, okay? So where this split at here, what I'm simply going to do is go grab my tool because I forgot it. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. This is my favorite tool. Okay? It's not going to cut the mat. This mat is virtually indestructible. I simply take it. I try to get my skin straight first a little bit so it's not so crinkled. Just like it's a sheet of paper or material or a pizza. Simply go down it like that. This one's a thick one. See if we can get it from this end. Lift it up and it just simply cuts it. This one tore because that end is so thick. Okay, so that's kind of into a sheet. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I do with them after I get them to this point. This end is very fine that keeps folding over here. This is a box I just get on sale at Michael's. I wait till they're 75% off. I use my 20% off of everything. They cost me about $3.99 a box. They're big. They are, I believe, 13 by 11 or 13 by 10 and a half. They have a magnetic top. This is some of my jewelry making stuff inside of this one. They're wonderful for storage. You can stack them on a shelf, throw them on a chair like I just did that one. But what I use them for mainly is this. This is how I store my skins. I put tissue paper between each set of skins, okay? And the reason I do that, it keeps them from sticking to each other. And if you want to sell them or someone sees you pull a skin and they're like, oh, I'd really love to have that skin, then you have it in the order of the last painting you did. So what I do here is, this was the last painting I did, was this one that we pulled off earlier. So I just kind of figure, okay, that much of it's going to fit in there. Grab it with my finger. I simply take my pizza cutter, I cut it, crease it, or you can use scissors. I find this is just faster sometimes. If it's really thick like this one is, you might have to do it 2 or 3 times. So it does put a crease in it, so if you don't want ragged edges, you can use scissors, but I just simply pull it off. I lay it in the box. I do the same thing with the small pieces that fall off. I just simply lay them in the box. And then I have another piece that is loose on this corner. I'll just cut it off. That doesn't want to cut today. Guess I need a new pizza cutter. In the box. Okay? I cut my old, save all my tissue paper from birthday parties, Christmas, whatever. You can either lay them this way, but then you have ones that are touching. I don't like them touching. Simply lay it in the box, pick up your piece, lay your piece in the box, make sure everything's flat. It's okay if it goes up the edges a little bit. You can even fold that over if you want. I don't until I do this. Fold that piece over. Find another really skinny piece, because that one's quite skinny, and I don't have another quite skinny piece, so I'll just go ahead and use this wider piece. Simply put it in the box. Take the other piece of skin. Figure out how much of it you're going to be able to fit in there. Snap it off, lay it in there. Now this piece is too wide. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to use this piece here, the small pieces that I pulled off earlier, and I'm just going to lay them here. Okay, let's see if I have any other small pieces. I do not on that one. Do over here though. Simply lay them in here like this. Fold the tissue paper over and do the same thing again. Lay that in there. We're going to lay this piece in there. See if we can get it all in there. I'm not going to force that. Now, because this one, I'm still going to do it this way. Put this piece in. Look at all those colors. And I'll show you what I use those for here in just a moment. That copper is one of my favorite, and the gold when it's dry is amazing. Okay, that's all of that piece that I have, okay? So now we're going to do our next painting, which is the one that's on the table. And I'm simply going to kind of figure out how much of this is going to go in the box. I'm going to take my pizza roller, I'm going to roll it. So you can use it to go under the edge. I'm going to roll it again. I'm just going to peel that piece off. It's okay if you get little strands like that. And it comes apart because it's so delicate. Some of these skins are very delicate. These are the ones that I want to put on other paintings because they just melt right into the painting. If you have like a all white spot and you're using these colors and you're like, oh yeah, I have some skins with those colors, and then you can grab a piece of skin and put a piece of skin on it. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. We're simply going to fold this one over, pick up this piece, put it in here. Now see, this would fit in there just about. See, it's a little big. So what do? I simply cut it. Go up the side. See if that'll pull apart. It should, because this is a very delicate one. It's thicker on this end, so it's a little harder. Okay. I cut that in half because I know what I can use it for, even if it's cut in half. And I simply put it in the box, like so. Now, this piece is skinny enough, but it's too, well, it's close to being long enough, but you got to remember, you got to measure it about 1 inch short, 1/2 inch on each end. So I'm going to cut another strip off of this because I am going to use that piece for a project I'm going to do later. and I really needed a delicate piece, so I'm going to just lay that there. Okay, my tissue paper is not, I don't have any that's cut, so I just lay it on a pile. I don't try to make it straight, really, or anything. I just simply get my scissors and start a cut on it, hold it together on the end. My scissors are sticky from yesterday. If you have really good scissors, you can just pull it straight through. These aren't doing too good today because I need to clean them really bad. I normally do a whole stack of this at once with my big scissors. So we're covering this end, so we just simply do that. Okay. I have a small piece over here we can lay in there. Right there. Lift that box up and just pull the skin out from under it. Oh, the skin is absolutely stunning. Look at the colors in there. I can't wait to make something with that. So I'm simply going to make sure I'm not on the other one. Oh, I can pick this little tiny piece up now. Put it in there. Those little pieces are very useful. Don't think they're not, because they really are. I'm going to cut this. I should say it's not actually cutting it, it's scoring it. You don't want to pull too hard or you'll stretch your skin out. I'm simply going to just use my scissors on this one. Try to go down the same line because it gets thicker on this end. Okay. Another thing that I use is my fabric rolling cutter, but I need a new tip on it, and obviously my pizza one's not working too good either. It's getting kind of loose, but we'll get that all figured out. So that's how you do your skins, okay? I don't want to totally bore you with this video, but it's so simple on these mats, the Loli Beffy mats. Just everything slides right off of them, and you just simply put it in there and reuse it. If it's too thin to get off, don't even worry about it. Paint over it. You're going to paint again anyway, right? Right. So this one I need to do the side of here because it's too wide. And you can hear it crunching because it's very thin. So it's just scoring it. It's thicker down here. It's a little harder to pull off. It's thin in the middle. You can simply tear it with your hands if you want. We're just going to fill this box up here. Okay. There. Got 2 more pieces. We're going to go in with another piece of tissue paper. We're going to lay this piece in. Oh, too big. This one will fit though. Pull the tissue paper over the top of it. Make sure your corners are as flat as you can get them. We'll do this other piece of tissue paper here. I'm going to cut the end off of this piece. Doesn't want to cut either. That's just too thick. And you can hear the scissors just cutting through it because it's thick. It's like almost like a very thin leather. There we go. Lay it in the box. Throw this piece over. Put your sheets, your long pieces in that you just cut off. And you're good to go. Pick up your small pieces, throw those in if you want to use them for something. If not, you can put them in a jar and put them in a window and let them dry out. And later on, probably it'll be several weeks because I don't have any ready right now, I will show you what I do with those. I try not to discard any of the paint any more than I can. So, that's how I do it. Denise, I just store them in the box, put tissue paper between them. Trust me, if you don't put tissue paper or brown paper in between, they're gonna stick. I don't care how cool your house is, if you have any humidity at all, they're going to stick together. So trust me on this point. I learned the hard way. Simply close my box. This is a compilation of 5 months of painting in here. What I have used and what I haven't used. The way I get it out, if I want a piece and I know it's down quite a ways, I will put an extra piece of tissue paper over it. I'll actually turn it upside down on a flat surface and let the stack come out. I can then fan through the ends like this, and you can actually see what colors. Okay, like see for instance down here, I have these light colors if I wanted to use a pastel. You can do it in here too, it's just not as easy. I have pastel on that end, blues. Oh, look at that, I have some golden turquoise. That's just what I was looking for. Lift it up, take the piece out, replace it if you have another piece, put it back in the box. Close your lid. You're done. That's how easy it is to store your skins. You don't have to have a fancy box. You can use any kind of box you want. I simply use that because my thing is falling down. Let me see if I can tighten that up. Because they're so inexpensive, they stack so nicely, and my shelf is attached to bookcases on the ends. So I simply stack them in there. I can put 3 boxes in one shelf. So, Denise, you wanted to know what I do with my skins when I'm done? My other box. This box has some of my jewelry making things in it. This is my favorite thing to do with the skins, are these bangles. They're resined bangles. I just simply cut a piece of skin, tape it together. Basically what I do is I pull out a piece of tape to I have a measurement on my ruler. So I simply take the ruler, lay it next to the skin, mark it or score it, then lay it on top of a clear piece of packing tape on one side. One side of your skin looks like this, but look at the inside of that bangle. Look at how beautiful the inside of that bangle is also, because that's the other side of your skin. And this is the skin on the outside. You can see where this one I just happened to overlap because I was in a hurry for this one. My granddaughter wanted these colors, and then she decided she wanted darker green. So if you put them on the packing tape, you can measure it exactly. You fold the packing tape over it, and then you just simply cut around it. Okay, that gives you a nice stiff piece of skin. It's easy to put it in the mold. You just simply put it in the mold and pour your resin in. Just go by your resin recipe, whatever. I use Little Windows because I love their resin for jewelry, and I love their molds. Their molds are so easy to use. And they have some really cute ideas. I'll put this up here so you can see what I use. And this is heart. This is how it comes. It will give you a guide for cutting out your pieces. And it will give you the molds. Okay, there's one for a double heart, and that's fairly big. I make magnets out of these, or paperweights. This is the big one. Makes a really good picture paperweight for dad, granddad, mom, grandma, anybody, really, whoever you want to do. You want to do your best friend's kids in a paperweight for her. Download it off of the internet. They have a free downloadable template that you can put your photo in, print it off on the paper, cut it out, put your resin in here, do the same thing with the photo. And I've even done this on regular paper. Just take and put it in between packing tape. It won't bleed out. It'll stay just like it was brand new, or printed on the regular paper. So these I love. That's one of the things I do with them. I need to do more. Haven't been doing it for a while because I love painting so much. Gives you all the instructions in the back how to do them. Okay, what other pieces you need to use to do them. All your information, Little Windows is amazing at giving you all the information that you need. Okay, so here's a couple more of the bangles that I was just experimenting on. And this is what happens if you don't put your items that are going inside against, at least against a piece of tape to drop them in, is they will float. And so in this one's not too bad, but here you can see on that heart how my skin floated over the top of it. And I didn't go by my gauge, so I didn't get that cut right. It just, this is a do not do this way, okay? So that's another tip for you. But look at the inside. The inside of those skins are so beautiful, and the edges. I just love them. That is the oval shaped one. This is my favorite, is the square bangle. And you can see again on this one where on this side my skin floated over my heart. And I didn't cut my skin the right size on that side, and it floated over my heart on that side. So this was experimentation, my first set, okay? So now, because I've done it and made the mistake, make sure you put it on that packing tape. It's so easy. So these came in a box with 4. I also have, see, this is the round, the oval, and the square, and the rectangular one I have not done yet. So, also same thing, Little Windows gives you all the instructions on how to use them. And then this is another thing you can use your skin for, is for necklaces. Now these I have done with beads inside there. It's just simply resin with red beads is all it is, with a heart in the middle. What I did is I put a little resin down, I stuck the heart to it, I let it dry, I filled it with beads, I filled it with resin, I stirred it around to get all the little holes in the beads full, and I let it dry. I popped it out and I put a little more resin on the back where it was bumpy at, and you can still see I have a couple here. That's easy. I'm just going to take my Dremel tool and just sand those off. And then I'm going to make it into a necklace. I have that color, I have this color, this green and brown kind of iridescent color of beads in the heart, and then I have purple, which you all know is my favorite color, and some browns. And then I created these for my daughters that live here on the property. And this is K&T for Kenley and Tegan. And I've just got little seashells in there, little hearts, little chains. You can see through on both sides. Got the little lettered beads, some little steampunk gadgets, and then I'm simply going to make these into a necklace. And on these I'm going to put a tassel down from below with some beadwork on it and a beaded strap on the top. So that's what I do, and these are really easy to put your skins in also. Let me show you that. So, like I said again, these boxes are really good for storing your stuff in. Just put it in your box, put it away, it's out of your way. Now here's some actual skins. If you can see the top 3 oval shaped ones, this one, and then a little square one down here. These are the molds, and these are actually skins that I have cut out with my stamps. I bought the stamps, and so you just stamp out. Look at those, how pretty that is. Isn't that really pretty for a necklace? So the stamp, you can just put them in there like paper, push down on, and you have perfect fitting ones. Little Windows does this. They're wonderful. And then you can also get really creative, like these two I'm doing for my little tiny 2-year-old granddaughters. And there's some little animated fish stickers and a butterfly and a flower. And then I just let those dry, and then I put some glitter in with my resin and put glitter in behind them. And then on the other side, I'm going to put, whoops, all my skins are falling out. The other side, because these aren't complete, this one's not completely full, and this one is neither, I'm going to put their mommy and daddy's pictures in the back of them and resin over them. So they'll have something really whimsical on one side and their parents on the other side, which I thought was a really cool idea for Christmas presents. And the same with the skins. So that's what I do with my skins. Excuse me, I had a tickle in my throat. Let me get a drink of water. So Denise, I hope that answers a lot of your questions. If you have more, ask me. If anybody has questions, ask me, and I will be sure to give you the answers that I use. They may not be the proper answers. They may not be the way you do it. And that's fine. Everybody does their art their own way. That's why we're artists, because we get to do it our way. And here in my craft room, I learn and I fall down and I get back up and I just try again. So I want to thank Adriana at Loli Veffy for such great products. I love Loli Veffy's products. LoliVeffy.com. I'll try to, still learning how to put things underneath my videos. So I will try to put LoliVeffy.com underneath there, a link, so you can get the mats, Denise, if you need the mats, if you haven't found them already. Also, I'll put the link to Little Windows in there for those of you that want to maybe get the stamps, the cutters, the different molds. Loli Veffy has some beautiful molds too. I have not gotten any of those and tried them yet. I have to be honest with you, I haven't. But Adriana, that's my next thing I want to do, so we'll do that next. Anyways, that's what I do with them. And I hope you're enjoying my art wall. I just did that this morning. My husband was on the phone with his boss, and he's like, "What are you doing in there? Quit knocking. I'm going to come and feed you later." So, and also you can see my grandbaby's art. They're always doing art. So the bottom one is 3 years old. The top one is on there, just above the bottom art piece for my grandbabies, is a 1.5. And then I have one on my door. I don't know if you can see that one. And that's for my 11-year-old granddaughter. So we have now 11 grandchildren and 1 great-grandbaby. So really excited about getting to see the ones that are in Idaho. We have 6 boys. We have 2 in, well, we have 1 in Tennessee now, 1 in Alabama, because one of the ones from Alabama just moved to Tennessee. We have 2 in Idaho, and we have 2 here. We live on my son's property. One day I'll give you a tour. They let us put our retirement home on their little Anderson ranch here. So it's wonderful. The grandgirls come in and out just like it's their house. We've been here for 5 years, so we've watched them from, well, the oldest one now is going to be 18 in July. I can't believe it. The next one's going to be, just turned 12. Oh, they grow up so fast. And then we have a 2-year-old just down the street. So that's all I have for you for this video. However, the next video I'm going to be testing the, is it the Febo? Febo, I can never pronounce that word. I hope that's right. The Febo drag and spin. Okay, I'm going to try it on a wood piece, just a wood panel canvas that I have. And I'm going to try these new paints I got from Studio 71. And I already used Studio 71's titanium white. And it works really good, just so you know. Not quite as good as Amsterdam, but it'll work, especially if you're on a budget. So I'm going to try some of these bright colors and with my glue all, because I now have glue all. Yay! It finally came. And it's my 70-30 mix of glue all and water. Will be mixed with these, and then I'm going to try the Febo, whatever it is, that new PHEDO, whatever it's called, type of art. And Kathleen from Kathleen's Art in Arizona, Kathy, I'll do this video and tag you because you're the one that got me so excited about it. Love y'all. Be kind to each other. Be good to each other and kind to everyone else. Signing off from Texas. Love y'all. Bye.